Okay, Burt Reynolds, well, the story behind me meeting him is my buddy Roger had an extra ticket because one of his kids' friends bailed out. He was taking his son and his two friends to go see Burt Reynolds, who was doing a thing at, what do they call the Woodridge place, Billy?
It's Hollywood.
Hollywood Boulevard?
Boulevard.
So he was going to Hollywood Boulevard. He called me the last minute. He goes, why don't you go with me? They got a bar in there. We can drink some beers while the kids are waiting for autographs. They go autographs. And they started going to watch Smokey and Bandit thing. And he said, no, Burt Reynolds is going to be there. I said, Burt Reynolds is going to be there? Oh, shit, I got to go. I was thinking, you know, and my mom had never... her second favorite actor or anything was probably after Elvis Presley, everyone knows, was Dean Martin. She loved Dean Martin, or not Dean Martin, I mean Burt Reynolds. I was saying Dean Martin before that second month. So Burt Reynolds was her favorite. She thought he's sexy, smart, hilarious, and he's got the southern thing, and she's from Alabama. So she's got that whole tie-in loving this guy up. So I said, I'll go for my mom. You know, I go, and plus I'll get a picture for the wall, maybe, I don't know. You know, whatever it is. So we wait in line all the way for Burt, and we were 2 people away. And apparently, Burt's handler, this beautiful lady that was helping him out, said, you got to eat dinner. You can't keep going. You've been going for 4.5 hours. You got to eat dinner. And so he says, all right. So sorry, everyone. He's really nice. He goes, sorry, everyone. I got to go get something to eat, but I'll be right back. I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to eat. Right back. I go, hey, Burt. I said, are you going to have a cheeseburger? Or are you going to have a burger? I said, as long as you've been working, I'd have a cheeseburger. And he goes, turns and he looks at me like a jet line. He looks right at me and he goes, how do you know about cheeseburgers and burgers? I go, do my homework. He goes, I'm coming back to see you, son. Don't you leave. And then my buddy Roger goes, what in the hell are you talking about now? He goes, what do you know in your trivia mind that you clued him in like that? And I go, when Jackie Gleason, when Burt Reynolds was casting Smokey the Bandit, he went to Jackie Gleason's mansion in California. And he asked to see him personally because everyone said, you want Gleason in the movie? Because he wanted Gleason to play, obviously, the sheriff, to change it around. Buford T. Justice, was it? Yeah. So he wanted him, and they said, all his agents, everyone said, the only way you're going to get Jackie, you got to go there personally. He wants to see the script, you bring his script with you, and talk to him like a man, because he doesn't do any of that. I'll offer him money, and he wants to talk like he's part of the team that builds the movie. So he goes, and Burt goes, all right, I want Gleason. He's the only guy who can play this part. So Burt and somebody else went with him to meet Gleason, and his guy, he's got a butler guy, but with him forever named, I think Henry or something. He goes, he answers the door, he says, yeah, Mr. Gleason's expecting you, Mr. Reynolds. He's out on the pool deck, and so they walk out to the pool area, and he says, Burt, nice to meet you. Jackie Gleason. And how you doing, Mr. Gleason? It's an honor to meet you. And he goes, so I hear you got a movie going on. He goes, yeah, I'd like to show you. Hold on, Burt. He goes, let's get a couple drinks. He says, Henry, get me a cheeseburger. And Mr. Reynolds, would you like anything? He goes, no, I already ate. He goes, I'm not talking about eating. I'm talking about drinking. He goes, well, you just ordered a cheeseburger. He goes, Burt, when you work on the set of these movies and you know the money involved, if they know that we're drinking on set, they get nervous. And when they get nervous, you get replaced. So, and not make them nervous and to keep me from being nervous, I have a double vodka when I ask for a cheeseburger, and when things are just going smooth, I have a hamburger, which is a single vodka on the rocks. Basically a martini. You know, so double martini or single martini for the most part. And so he goes, wow, that's a good idea. And so from that point on, Burt, when he would order drinks, would use food names for his drinks too. I don't know what all they were, but I know that Jackie Gleason's cheeseburger and Burt. So then we get back to Burt comes back. So we get our turn in line to take a picture and all this and go through all this. And he asked me, he says, well, you know, he's interested in me because I knew that. So he says, so why are you here, sir? You know, goes, you got all this research on me. He goes, what's your motive to come see Burt Reynolds, old Burt Reynolds? I go, well, my mom was probably your biggest fan after Elvis Presley. Elvis was first, you were second. He goes, I'd pick Elvis too over me. And then that was his exact words. He goes, I love Elvis. He was the shit. And he goes, so that's cool. He goes, why didn't you bring your mom? I go, well, my mom passed away from cancer. And I'm kind of like Harris being a surrogate for her because I know she would love to be here more than anywhere else. And she's came here a few times with me. So it would be nice to know that she, you know, got to see it through me, at least through my eyes and back to her. And he goes, he started crying. Started crying his eyes out. And he's looking at me and he gives me a big hug. He goes, you did that for your mom? I said, I'd do anything for my mom. Anything. I mean, if my mom told me to kill a person, I'd kill her. She was the best I ever had. There was nobody. He goes, I feel the same way about my mom. My mom was the shit. He goes, everybody should feel about their moms like that. That's what's wrong with this country, I'll tell you, son. And I said, well, it is what it is, but I'm here for her. And I said, but I'm also here for myself. I said, I made my LTD kind of look like you're smoking the abandoned car. I grew the mustache, the bad mustache, kind of match you. I said, I'm probably going to do it. I loved all your movies, but I got to tell you, my favorite movie was Gator, you know, out of all your movies. And he goes, that was a good one. Loved Jerry Reed in that one. He was a killer in that. And he goes, I said, me too, man. I love Jerry Reed. I think it was his best one. He goes, man, you got some good information. He says, I like you. But more importantly, and he's literally wiping his tears off, he goes, it means the world to me when people like you come, instead of just give me your autograph and, you know, walk away. You know, you like to know that somebody cares about their family and friends, and there's a reason for it all, you know. That's why we make movies, kid. He goes, make everyone think of those things, you know. And I'm like, awesome. But he literally was still wiping the tears off, and if you can look in that picture, that's why he has that kind of, he was just sniffling, and he just wiped all the tears out of his eyes because he was suffering, thinking about my mom, suffering and dying of
Probably
cancer.
thinking about his end.
And probably, yeah, his losses or whatever he's lost.
Yeah.
But what a great-hearted guy to think of that, you know, like, just a, it made me like Burt more than I ever liked him after that. I was like, and then when we got, it goes a little farther, I don't know how long you want to go, but we went into the auditorium, and we were sitting in the middle, the dead middle, and then he's on the stage now, and he's going to do the pre-game before Smokey the Bandit, and he answers questions after. So the pre-game, they did some questions about him, and I was liking this to him. So they asked us right in the middle. They had somebody asking 3 questions. That's what would be your question, and why are you asking this? So I said, I'd like to know why Jackie Gleason, why he calls, or why does Burt call a vodka, or whatever, what did I say, martini? Why does he call martinis cheeseburgers or whatever, a hamburger and then a double martini cheeseburger? So she goes, oh, you're asking a question. You're asking, don't go anywhere. Don't, stay right here. And Roger goes, you motherfucker, you know how to work the system. I go, dude, I mean, I walked right in and she asked if we wanted a question. She goes, so you're picked out of, there's 300 people in the state, they picked you. So I got it, like, and there's like 3 or 4 of us they picked. And they told us no asking about any girls, no Sally Field, no Lonnie Anderson, none of that.
No, right.
So when I got up there, I asked him the same thing, and he looks at me and goes, before I can answer the question, he goes, ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce a friend of mine. This guy, his name is Rich. He's here for his mother who died of cancer, to kind of see me for her. Now, how good is that? Can we get a hand for this guy? And they all clapped for my mom. And I'm like, this line, no, that was for you. So I got to ask the question, and Burt answered, and he goes, and this is, no one asked me this question, and it just shows that when you get some good fans that really pay attention, they know these stories, and these are the fun stories for me to tell. He goes, and I'm so glad you asked the question. And thank God for you, and I hope that your children treat you the same way that you did when I sat back down here. And Roger's punching me in the back of my thigh the whole time I'm talking. He's like, motherfucker, you know how to work the system? I wasn't working any system. I go, just be truthful, be honest, you know. I mean, that's all it was. But that was a good thing. I'm sure you can condense that down in book form, but it's a good story.